When you put two fighters on stage in the environment I spoke of, they bring it. They don't dial it in.
Yeah, they do homework.
They do homework. They do mock battles
research.
with their staff.
Wow, yeah.
Because when you
it's
get
street cred.
Street,
now
well,
it means something.
yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to look stupid on stage. That's the worst place.
In front of 1,000 customers? No. So the fights are incredibly educational.
Yeah, because you bring the best out of people. Yeah.
I've seen a fighter get booed on the open and win. I've seen a fighter get raucously cheered on the open and lose. You never know where the fight's going to go. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, and you've got to be ready for it. It's like nothing you've experienced.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Ad Podcast. We've got Michael Pratt with us today, who is the CEO and host of the Digital Fight Club. Michael, thanks so much for coming on.
I love doing this, and I'm super glad to be here. What do you want to talk about?
Well, let's first introduce the concept. So for those that might not be familiar, what is the Digital Fight Club? How did it come to be? And can we talk about Digital Fight Club?
Well, that's first of all the first rule of well played. You did your research. The first rule of Digital Fight Club is you talk about Digital Fight Club. And if you can believe it, 10 years ago, the event's 12 years old. 2 years into it, I got a call, and my lawyer got involved from Warner Brothers.
Get a C&D or
and
something?
I thought, well, I had photoshopped the old soap bar from the movie, and I thought, it's over, we're done. They got on, they said, can you remove the soap bar? And then they actually helped us design the current logo to reflect the soap bar.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
And
So
they gave us a trademark
wow,
on the name and the
so
logo.
Awesome. I love that. Well, that's the cool thing, because like the studios are kind of notorious for being dicks about that kind of stuff.
That's correct. We can say dick on this.
Yeah,
All right.
you can say anything you want.
Outstanding.
And they've I remember my wife worked for Warner Brothers, and they used to if somebody was doing a Harry Potter trivia night at a bar, they would send them a nasty letter, stuff like that.
Come on.
So that's a good vote of confidence that they're like, hey, we like this.
It really was. It really was. But the real the real old history of the event's not so much important as for the marketing audience that we're here for tomorrow night. But Jennifer Saenz, the CMO of Frito-Lay back in the day, was a referee. And I'll explain what that is in a second, but she said something at the after party that changed the course and really is the event we see today. Wow. And marketers will understand. She said, I spend about $1 billion on media, and I have 30 ad agencies that I use, and every time I ask one of their CEOs, should I put money into TikTok or Snapchat or whatever, they just kiss my ass.
They say yes.
And so she said, then why can't I just tell you what I'm struggling with and you have them fight?
Wow.
That's how we run a marketing digital fight club. So CMOs are referees. They are armed with a buzzer and can stop the fight and call bullshit anytime they want. The topics are created by the CMOs. Nobody cares what ad tech wants to fight about. Nobody cares what an ad agency wants to fight about. And we get ad tech and agency CEOs to get on stage and debate, and it's fight. Now there's a bunch of little ground rules.
And so how do you decide? Do people volunteer for the different topics? I have a point of view on this problem. I think I can solve it. I can argue pro. Then you find somebody else who wants to argue the
sort of. That's very close.
That's
very close. Yeah. So first of all, in the early days, I had to beg, borrow, and steal to get fighters. Sure. Now they line up to fight, which is great.
Yeah,
we've had Danny Mariano, the CEO of Razorfish, Amy Lanzi of
Danny,
Digitas.
She's been on the show, yeah.
They've all fought. Okay, Tyler Turnbull of FCB, now McCann, fought last year in Cannes. So that's great. This year we have Joel Lunenfeld, the CEO of Publicis Media, is fighting Oscar winner Michael Sugar on branded media. So the topics are chosen. That gives me a list. We have 5 fights. The list is larger than 5. People either throw their hat in before the topics are even known, and then they review the list and say, I'd like to fight on that topic. The beauty of it is that an agency is going to fight, and they're never going to bring up their agency. They're not going to talk about what the agency does. An ad tech company will never mention their product. One of the reasons is because I encourage the audience when I'm explaining the rules, if you like what a fighter says, cheer. If you disagree, heckle. I do not allow ridiculous heckling. I've kicked people out for calling people names and stuff, but that's rare. So I get the two fighters on the phone. Like, let's take Brandon Entertainment, which is one of the fights tomorrow night, and I have the fighters start talking. They literally lift each other's tails up and sniff a little bit, get to know each other, and they start talking about the topic. And they eventually disagree. Some disagree faster than others. And when they do that, I drive a wedge through that.
That's when you know.
Create, you're on side A, you're on side B. They organically own that position, and then they come out swinging. So it's overproduced. We have crazy lights and smoke machines. The reason is because it takes everybody out of their element.
Yeah.
I hate boring panels.
Totally.
No,
There's nothing worse.
No offense to any conference.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, most of what you hear at events, unless it's Gary V or Zach from, ChatGPT or what you're doing, it's like, yeah, it's all very cookie cutter, and you could essentially listen out of one ear while you're doing emails, and every once in a while, 10%, 5%, maybe 3%, you hear something that makes you want to put down your phone.
Well, I proudly like to think that we're the antidote to that. Nobody will have their laptop out tomorrow night.
Yep.
They'll be drinking, which is
fun.
a fairly critical component.
Yeah.
So it combines all this, but there's a magical effect that happens. It's twofold. One, the CMOs, who are notoriously parachuting in and out of all conferences because they're hounded, but everyone wants a piece of them. They come out in droves. They actually overwhelm the count of people.
Interesting.
Therefore,
So
they're in the majority. They feel safe, and they chose the topics. And the three on stage, we have Todd Kaplan from Kraft Heinz, Lori Lamb from Elf Beauty, we have Shannon Reed from General Motors. Heavy hitters, and they have a buzzer. So the fighters come on wearing boxing robes, discard their robes, hand mic, they're naked, basically naked on stage. I give them a 45-second open to state their premise, and then it's rebuttal rounds. Capped rebuttal rounds at 30 seconds. Fights last around 12 minutes. The buzzer can go off at any time a CMO hits it, calls bullshit, asks a question, does whatever. Fighters have to respond. Everybody's kind of looking forward to the Terry Kawaja, Michael Kasson first fight.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Which is on the agency value proposition. One of them thinks that the AI is going to destroy the agency. The other thinks it's going to boost the agency.
Interesting.
We're going to find out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Anyway.
And then how do you decide a winner?
We do, and the winner is picked by the audience.
Okay,
who
so the
cheers
audience votes
with a
in.
DB meter and a high watermark.
Awesome. That's
That's
cool.
why they're called refs, not judges. They're calling fouls.
Yeah, that's
This
very
isn't
cool.
Shark Tank.
I love it, man. Yeah. What gave you the idea of doing something like this? Because it's so out of the box. It's so different. You've talked about it. I mean, conferences are great places to meet people, but tend to generally be a poor place to be entertained or have any kind of energy unless they get some celebrity to, come on stage, or they get some musical act to play for a room of 500
Which is not
people.
relevant to their actual business.
It's fun, it's cool, but it's generally not, it's not adding value other than entertainment.
Well, everything
purposes.
you just said, and then some. I thought the panels were all boring. I also thought that my sponsor dollars, if I really want to, call a spade, were not getting what I wanted. I wanted potential customers that were in the mood to talk. This event does that. There's a net effect also that I hadn't predicted. When you put two fighters on stage in the environment I spoke of, they bring it. They don't dial it in.
Yeah, they do homework.
They do homework. They do mock
their
battles with their
research.
staff.
Wow, yeah.
Because when you get
street cred.
Yeah.
You don't want to look stupid on stage. That's the worst place.
In front of
to look
1,000 customers? No. So the fights are incredibly
your peers.
educational.
Yeah, because you bring the best out of people.
I've seen a fighter get booed on the open and win. I've seen a fighter get raucously cheered on the open and lose. You never know where the fight's going to go. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, and you've got to be ready for it. It's like nothing you've experienced.
What do you think's the most controversial fight that you have lined up for this week?
The AI and the role and the value proposition of the agency.
That's what I was thinking in my head of the ones that you teased out.
There's so much passion in the audience about that.
Yeah, I feel like.
So you can work
That's good.
That's what happens when you record at a conference. We just
Cut.
duck and roll.
Oh, love it. So going back to the agency value proposition, but then you have like Sir Martin Sorrell said PR was dead, and now it's one of the top contributors to, AEO now. So it's like what's old is new constantly.
Yeah, it is.
But
Although
this
maybe
is
he was
more of an
referring to the press release, which I kind of think is dead.
Yeah, good point.
But they still put him out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That should be a fight.
Yeah. Oh, you're good.
That's
You're
okay.
Good. Yeah.
We can roll with the punches.
Yeah. Broadcasting. We'll talk about. You're talking about originally this was something that you used to make your own sponsorship dollars drive harder for, I assume, whatever your day job is, so to speak.
Yeah, I run a small software company in the ad tech space, which I will never mention.
And is that still the case?
Okay. This event feeds it pretty well.
But it's more tangential.
You never have to mention it.
Yeah.
It's a relationship.
It's a relationship builder, and it helps you from a kind of a tangential PR perspective. They are aware of you, and then people want to dig in and be like, who the hell is this guy?
We got lucky.
Yeah.
Hollywood came calling 2 years ago. We shot a pilot last year. This is being televised.
That's crazy.
And so, it plays. It's a lot of fun. It's a lightning fast hour.
Because it seems like it's a format you could take in a lot of different interesting directions outside of advertising and ad tech. Like if you
It's
think
funny
about
you said that.
Startups and VCs or corporate types. I mean, there's a lot of you could do it with creators. I mean, it's a very
This guy's a
repeatable
really
process.
good interviewer. He should host a podcast. We've done. This will be the 31st show tomorrow night. 12 years. We've done DFC Cyber, Tech, Energy. We have music in Nashville coming up, sports in New York, cybersecurity in San Francisco next March. We're going back to Cannes in 2.5 months, which is marketing. My favorite's marketing. It's my sector.
I love it.
It's also the bougiest, sexiest sector there is.
Pretty much.
DFC Cyber is
Finance makes more money, but they're not as sexy. That's for sure.
We've never done a DFC Finance. It would probably be pretty good.
Probably be fun.
But I don't know how sexy it's going to get.
I love it. Well, Michael, fascinating. I'm excited to check it out and to follow along from this point forward. I think it was Scott Hess from Publicis that told me about it, and he's like, "Do you know what's going on with this Fight Club thing?"
Former fighter, former winner.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, he made me aware of it in an interview that I did with him, and been excited to see it up close and in person. So
thank you so much for the kind
want
words.
to tune in, or if they want to follow your thinking ongoing, be able to tune in and see more of these. Where do you want to send people?
Will they hear this for tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll
All
get
right.
it out.
YouTube TV, super easy to find, Digital Fight Club, or it's now on the Orca TV platform as well. Fully live broadcast.
Amazing.
Have fun.
Let's go. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Hey man, that was fun.